Second Cup, sponsored by Public Espresso and Coffee.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. 8 o'clock on the start of a Thursday. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Second Cup. If you are brand new here, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Join the conversation. And look, here's the reality. Everything is so much better today than it is yesterday. Right? Oh my gosh. Did you yesterday? Thank you, by the way, for joining us yesterday. Yeah. We had a really great conversation, and so many of you were so interactive with us, and that's really what it's all about. Second Cup is a lot of fun. We just kind of hang out. We just discuss what's happening in our
we talk community. Weather, we fight with politicians. It's, that's what we do.
Well, and that's not usually like that.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's a lot more chill. Yeah.
Did I cool down? Bob wants to know. Yeah, and you know what? Look, here's the deal. I'm
calm. I'm cool.
Yeah. That's what the mayor said last year. Remember when he was fighting with Mark Poloncarz, or Mark Poloncarz was fighting with him? Don't want to bring up old memories, but there's that. So yesterday,
the X that you don't want. I can bring it up, but I will.
Dig up old memories. Yesterday we had the commissioner of the DOT on the phone. What?
Oh yeah, we can move past.
Yeah, hear me.
Hey, John.
Is my mic not on?
Katie's. No, it's
Katie's?
good. It should be good now. Sorry, I had to take a phone call. And then I haven't had a chance to even...
Batteries or anything?
No, I think...
All right, let me tell the story here. So yesterday we had Commissioner Dominguez on the phone from the DOT. She was talking about closing the thruway. At the end of the conversation, she mentioned that the storm was unexpected. And that is just so far from the truth. Now, whether she meant to say that or she just kind of screwed up, it was a big screw up because there were so many people and you were showing us everything that was happening. We were showing you the traffic cameras in real time. And to say that the storm was unexpected was just so unfathomable to me. And frankly, to you too. You were all weighing in saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's not that I was irritated. I just don't like being given the runaround by politics.
It'll be interested to hear her, and hopefully she will, come and say, hey, listen.
Nope, I doubt it. I don't think she will.
Hopefully she will.
And here's the thing.
I'm leaning toward Ed.
Right. Yeah. She works for the governor. And once you kind of step out of line, I think that's probably the last time you're going to wind up being heard from on your own. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I would say, listen, if I made a mistake, and I don't know if she did. I don't know if she meant to say that, right? And if she didn't, like you're suggesting, if she didn't mean to say it, I would just be like, hey.
I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah,
my bad. I was trying to get off the phone. I got 1,000 things on my mind.
And so be it. That is absolutely
Phone's blowing
fair.
up. Gotta go. Sorry about that, Edward.
And then consider what happened this morning.
But then she kind of just hung up.
Right. And I was trying to go back to it and be like, well, actually, it wasn't. And I wanted to get her response. And she's like, no, gotta go. See ya. This never happened.
But maybe she didn't, you know what I mean? And then she hung up the phone. What if she? And she was just like,
F. Right? I mean, can
I drink at 8:30? Yeah.
But then we also, Deborah says she talked out of her butt.
I mean, let's be, and we all make mistakes. I don't know.
Well, okay. So here's an actual mistake. In Hamburg this morning, we were talking about, the travel ban. We saw an email come through at 5:30, and at 5:30, it said that the travel advisory the travel ban in Hamburg had been lifted. Not the case. But we had Sean Crotty on this morning, who's the emergency manager in Hamburg, who said, my bad, mea culpa.
Yeah.
I was delirious.
Hilarious because he's
like 6 straight days.
Right.
He's like, I just haven't slept. I swear to God, I read that email for every proofread it left and right. How many times has it happened to you too?
Right.
That happens a lot.
Often, right, exactly.
I'm updating the web because I have to have everything done by a certain time. And I'm like, send. Oh, wish I could take that back.
But look, the second something comes out of our mouth and you're like, oh, wait, did that come out right? I'm like, oh, no, sorry. Let me correct that.
Excuse me, yeah. We say that a lot because when you're reading for hours, you're going to make mistakes.
Oh, yeah, we were alive for 6.5 straight hours yesterday, so you're bound to bumble through something.
Good morning to you. That is really sweet,
That's
Anita.
cute.
Very
That's
nice.
cool. Yeah, he was great, and he's been giving us some fantastic information as well.
Lori, we all make mistakes. Just say when you're wrong. Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about traffic this morning. Cars will be getting stuck in the side streets, is what Michelle's saying.
Okay, let me really
ahead.
quick as we talk about traffic, because
Okay.
I literally just got off the phone, which is why apparently my microphone was off. I was talking to Mike DeGeorge from the city of Buffalo, because remember earlier in the week, they suspended in the South Buffalo area that alternate side parking. So they have a changeover Thursday night. Like, you know how in Buffalo it goes like Monday through Thursday? Happens on my street. They change over Thursday through Monday. Okay, so in theory, you're moving your car today. So he said they are asking neighbors to please comply with it if they can. Like, they get it. Not everybody's going to be able to comply with it. He's like, this is our chance to hit the street, the one side of the street today, and then hopefully hit the next side of the street tomorrow. He's like, so please, if you're in Lovejoy, you know, Old First Ward, South Buffalo, Kaisertown, and you are in that band, please try to get your car to the other side of the street.
They also have those parking lots that are open and available for you to use too, in those neighborhoods. The Fernbach ramp is one of them in particular, and I can't remember the others. But John,
3 ramps open.
Yeah, John, I know that we posted a link on our website, wkbw.com, so maybe John can post that in the comments for us.
It's not until 6 tonight. So like you could go dig your car out. Hopefully.
Oh, so you've got an overnight restriction is what you're saying.
Right. So you change. It's like my street. We change at 6 p.m.
Okay.
Boop to the other side. And I can tell you that my old neighborhood was like that too. And boy, did we laugh about my one girlfriend who we lived with. I'm like, are you funding the city of Buffalo this year? Like, whose salary are you paying? She never moved her car and she paid so many tickets.
Okay,
Funny.
let's talk traffic really quick this morning. Maybe we can hit some traffic cameras and show you what it looks like this morning.
Yeah, we've been looking at the 90 at exit 57, exit 57A, with the heavier snow coming down right there, Hamburg, Eden, Angola area. The 219 back open. Saw that, but it's still covered in snow.
Yeah.
A lot of the snow tracks as the snow continues to come down, expecting several more inches of accumulation in that lake band and a couple of inches outside of the band as well. Any more snow for Pendleton this morning? Yeah, you should have some light snow starting shortly if it's not there right now. And by the end of the day, Pendleton, you're in that 3 to 4 inch range, still coming down in Attica. Yeah, you'll have a few inches of accumulation by the time all is said and done. We have the lake band. And also off to the west, a general snow with that disturbance moving in. That band is going to head toward us, and that's going to start pushing the band northward, which we are starting to see. I told you the band would be south of Buffalo through around 9 a.m. It's still south of Buffalo, but it is starting to inch northward. There's the arrow on the screen an hour ago. Notice the snow was south of that, and now the snow is north of that. So that's why we like to show that band moving away from Springville, Jason. So that lake effect will move out, but you will get some general snow at times. That band continues to push northward with the heavier snows from Hamburg toward Elma, back into Attica, Sheldon, Boston, over toward Evans, Eden, and Angola. About 1 to 3 inches per hour in that band. And then that band will shift northward a little closer, showing along 20A, the 219, the Thruway, 75, 62, all getting snow. And snow is coming down at a pretty good clip.
I love what Grace is saying here. Everyone is just so burnt out with all of this. I know. It's true, though. I mean, look, winter happened in a matter of like 5 days between Sunday and today.
Yeah, we've had a very, very mild winter, an El Nino winter, which we talked about. And then we get this blast of cold air. We're dealing with wintry weather this week, but next week we are back to our old pattern with temperatures that'll be above normal. So I know a lot of you asking me about the Lake Erie at 39 degrees, a little ice on the other end of the lake, but for the most part it is wide open. And as we get into next week with temperatures back above freezing, don't expect much more ice to form on that lake. When will the snow stop? Gabrielle, great question. We'll have the snow today. The warning lasts till 7 p.m. And then we have a general snow, like I mentioned, coming toward the area. And then we'll have more snow on Friday into early Saturday. Snow tapers off as Saturday moves along, and Sunday will be a nice dry day. Light snow in Marilla right now, so we certainly appreciate that as you have that snow right there. Snow might intensify a bit in Marilla as this band pushes northward through you.
This is a nice comment.
I know.
Lynn says, I live in South Buffalo. I'd like to say everyone was on top of everything. My street's never been as clean as it was.
See, and that's so nice.
John says, I have to say, plow guys in the South Town's doing a fantastic job with what they're up against. Kudos.
Yeah, I mean, literally 5 feet of snow from this weekend through today. I saw West Seneca, 74.8 inches since the storm began this weekend. 74 inches, light and fluffy snow. So you have about 30 inches on the ground right now, but still 74 inches of snow. That is huge.
Mother Nature needs a martini. Give her one real dirty. It'll put her right to bed.
Oh, yeah, that's my favorite kind. I'll drink with it.
I woke up. All
An
right.
extra dirty martini, okay.
Barbara says roads are good. I love what Anita's here saying. Cancel our 7-day free trial of Alaska living. No kidding. Today I walked outside and I didn't think it was as cold.
Yeah, the wind chills were in the single digits today, below zero yesterday. Good news, the winds will diminish, so that is an encouraging sign. They're still kicking up right now, but they will be lighter later on today. Again, there's that band. I have that arrow on the screen to kind of show you the movement of the band. Last hour, some snow below that, and now it's moving north of that as this next system approaches. Winds become more southwesterly, starting to push that band northward. Still getting some moderate snow from Hamburg to Wales into northwestern Wyoming County and southwestern Genesee County, Elma to Attica, Sheldon, East Aurora, Hamburg, Boston. Holland, you're on the fringe of the band right now. The snow starting to diminish a bit. Now that band pushing back up toward places like Lackawanna. You're asking about snow totals there. You're going to see another 4 to probably 7 inches of snow.
Bonnie, we have not heard anything about the Bills game on Sunday because it's supposed to be partly sunny. We're actually supposed to see the sun on Sunday.
Mix of sun and clouds, mid-20s, winds around 10 to 15 miles per hour. Should be pleasant for this time of year, and finger quotes as we get toward the end of January. Weather won't have won't cause any issues for the game, which is great because you want to see these two quarterbacks air it out.
Jason says, I'm glad the 219 is open. And somebody who was wondering about Russ making it home yesterday from West Seneca. Yeah, he definitely did. And in fact, he was home early.
How was his drive?
Rough. He said,
Yeah.
and he's 40 years old. And
good thing everyone knows now.
Wait, if Ed was older than Russ, we'd never hear
I
us
just
say
wanted
it.
to put that into context because what he was saying is that for as much as he's driven, and he used to go to ski country all the time, driving through whiteouts, he says he has never driven through something so bad trying to get to West Seneca.
Yeah. And I'm, just a little older than him, and I was thinking the same thing, like that.
Just a tad.
Just a tad. And it was rough yesterday. Nothing like we had with the blizzard where you couldn't see a thing for, extended period of time. But the travel yesterday, just driving, all of a sudden you're fine. And then that gust comes over and you can't see anything and you're holding on. And,
right.
Thankfully that people were driving with their flashers yesterday if you did have to drive.
Pat, that's nice.
That is so cool,
Pat.
Pat.
Listen, we appreciate that.
We do this every single morning. And what we were trying to explain is that typically it's not just, hard hitting news by the minute, everything that's happening right now in your face. It's usually just very low key and calm, kind of like it is right now.
It's like we can be ourselves for 25 minutes.
We
It's
usually
nice.
pick some fun topics too. I'm trying to think of an example of a fun topic we've talked about.
The other day we were talking about pimple popping for what it's
Oh,
worth.
I had to walk
so
away
good.
from that.
That did not work for me.
The worst. So don't tune in for that one if you have a
spots,
weak stomach.
cruises,
Right.
dog, cat, people versus cat people, stuff like that is kind of fun stuff that we talk
Yeah,
about.
and you have a lot of money saving tips and
Yes.
travel tips.
And Ed has a lot of money spending tips.
Yeah, and Ed just has a lot of views that we can share. So Scully here asking, you think school in Buffalo will be closed tomorrow? I think it's a great question. I think it's a safety issue. It depends on what happens with the snow removal in South Buffalo. I think the metro area and the north parts of Buffalo are fine for the kids tomorrow. But since Buffalo school, the district encompasses South Buffalo as well, areas that picked up about 5 feet of snow, is it safe to put the kids at the bus stop? Maybe they open the schools and let the parents decide, that. So it's going to be very close in Buffalo, I think. I think they won't be able to make that decision until later today, as we are getting more snow in Buffalo today, another about 4 to 6 inches.
So I was actually going through some pictures that some of you were sending in from West Seneca. And if you live in West Seneca, let us know what you're seeing. The snow is so high that people are literally carving paths to get in and out of their front doors. So they've been closed for the last several days as well. I mean, walk us through what you think about the South Towns.
Yeah, the South Towns will be dealing with more snow. We're seeing it right now. There's that band of snow. I have that arrow on the screen showing you that band was further south, like near Springville, but now it is pushing back northward. And these are areas that were hit very, very hard. West Seneca, like I said, now latest measurement of about 75 inches since the start of the storm. And the darker blue indicating a snow rate of about 1 to 3 inches per hour, stretching from Hamburg to East Aurora, back near Attica, Sheldon. Holland and Boston, you're on the southern edge of the band as it inches northward along the 219. Back up toward the 90-400 merge, which was just treacherous yesterday. And they had a lot of snow overnight in West Seneca and in Orchard Park. And we're going to see some more this morning. You'll catch a break late this morning into this afternoon. And then the band shifts back southward through Buffalo and finally fizzles out as we head into this evening. Then a general snow comes in.
I don't know if we caught this before. Maybe you guys did when I was doing other stuff, that there was an update from the Thruway Authority. The commercial ban, effective at 8:30, is going to be lifted.
Oh, that's
Okay.
news.
So
Making
it's
some
going to be
headlines.
on the Thruway. Remember, we said from exit 46, that's
Right.
Rochester, to the PA state line. And then on the 190, between the 90 and the North Grand Island Bridge, that's going to be lifted.
Really quick, somebody was asking about the Sabres game also. The Sabres game was
Mhm.
postponed yesterday until 7 p.m. today. So yeah, on a schedule. The whole thing was that there was a travel ban in the southern part of Buffalo, so you couldn't really come to or from. And they wanted to postpone that game against the Blackhawks. The Blackhawks are already here, so 7 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, that's 7 p.m. The warning ends at 7 p.m. and the travel bans will be done by then. We have the travel advisories, and I had a couple of people ask me, what exactly do the advisories entail? So that no unnecessary travel?
Yeah, everything in yellow that you saw on that map. So it's no unnecessary travel. And that's kind of what I was trying to say yesterday, when it comes to the ban versus the travel advisory. So, we were talking with some of these officials, we were saying, okay, well, why the advisory but not the ban? Because people are still going to be out traveling, right? I mean, until you actually say I'm banning travel on the roads, people are like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, and we have the Thruway camera up too. If we want to take a look at the 90, John will put one of the cameras up for us. Probably the 90 at 57, John, would be a good one to show the snow coming down in Hamburg as it's picking up. Oh, this has been a great
Kathy,
workout, though.
God
Yeah,
bless you for
it's
looking
true.
at the
way
bright
to be
side.
positive there. Way to be positive.
Oh, look at super toned arms.
Yeah, that's great. So there's that band again. South places like Orchard Park, Hamburg, picking up, a foot of snow overnight. Still coming down. There's a view of the 90, I believe, at 57 or 57A. I'll pop that up in a second. Bottom line, or that could be the 219. We will find out in a second. Bottom line, that is a Southtowns mess right there, showing the snow. Hamburg, East Aurora, Hamburg, Eden, Angola. Yeah, East Aurora as well. That's where that heavy snow is coming down. Visibility is greatly reduced, and you're kind of driving in someone's snow tracks. Anybody that were to drive by, it's tough to see, and I'm sure they're going to be having their flashers on.
So Mike wondering,
Oh, there we go. We thought so. 90 at 57. Thanks, John.
Mike wondering about the 219. When is the best time to head to Springville this morning?
Boy. You might want to.
That kind of makes me think not now.
Right.
Well, that's the Thruway right there at exit 57. That could be a view of the 219 as well. That's what it looks like. And they've been plowing, but it's snow covered and the visibilities are reduced. If you could wait a couple of hours, I would. That band should be, further north, even away from the 219 later this morning. There's one car going on the 90.
Like
going pretty slowly.
realistically, if you see this, do you really want to go drive in it if you don't
No.
absolutely have it? Right, exactly. So I would just
Yeah, if you don't have to, then I wouldn't. We still have the travel advisory in place, and unless it's urgent that you need to get to Springville, I would wait. Once you get past, south of Boston, getting closer to Springville, that's when the weather does
Okay.
improve.
You know what I think is also so interesting here? Typically in, these lake effect storms, sure, at some point everyone gets hit, right? But we have not seen a measurable snow really in ski country. So, I mean, here we are. I mean, it's the middle of January. How many people are actually hitting the slopes these days?
Glenwood, southern Erie County, picking up Kissing Bridge, getting some fresh powder today. So they picked up a few inches of snow overnight. Holiday Valley, getting a little light snow today. They've been making snow. It's
Right.
been
It's
so
cold, yeah.
So they have, state-of-the-art snow making. And when Holiday Valley and Kissing Bridge, when Buffalo and the North Towns get snow, get you energized to go skiing. Because, if you're in the North Towns, you're seeing the grass, and you're like, eh. But now that you're like, all right, we've got snow, you kind of get the battery recharged to go do some skiing or snowboarding. If you want to go, this is the weekend to do it. The weather's going to be great for skiers and snowboarders. They're going to make snow. They'll get some fresh powder across all of Western New York tonight, tomorrow, even into early Saturday. and maybe ski Sunday morning and then catch the game Sunday
Yeah,
evening.
you know what's the extra plus? You can actually get to and from.
Yeah, no
If you want to
kidding.
go ski.
Yeah. You know
can
what?
actually
Sometimes
drive.
the 219 is so treacherous when those bands are
Yikes.
coming in.
Yeah.
Kimberly, good morning. Glad you're with us as well. What about the people who have to go to work at restaurants? There needs to be a better definition of essential workers. So, it's interesting because they have, here's a Holiday
there
Valley
we go.
camera. And the ski lifts are actually moving. So that means that this slope must be open.
Look at this little thing that's going on down on the hill there.
It looks
what
like
the heck
a
is that thing?
snowmobiler, probably their groomer, probably trying to get
Oh,
stuff
so
going.
fun.
Listen,
Okay.
I, at my age, older than Russ, I don't want to get, I haven't skied in a while, but seeing something like that and then having all this snow on the ground,
Yeah.
it makes me want to say, I'm not feeling well Friday and go skiing.
Me too.
That looks beautiful right there.
Except I just want to sit by the fire in a lodge somewhere and drink. Doesn't that sound
You
great?
can watch my wallet
used to
and
ski.
keys, 'cause sometimes I feel like stuff goes flying out of my pocket.
I used to ski a lot, and I gotta tell you, I hate the cold now.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I wanted to
Party
go back
pooper.
to that one comment about the
That's a great
travel
shot. Thanks for putting that
advisories.
up.
And the bans. Who is an essential worker? So Erie County has kind of put that definition into like that tier 1. And
Right.
realistically, if you look at the definitions, and it's like EMS, police, airport officials, life-saving people, I typically don't think that restaurants fall into that. In fact, the county
I
executive
think
mentioned
he
the other
said
day.
Tim Hortons
Yeah.
is not an essential employee.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, the answer is you're probably not an essential employee if you work
I
at a
think
restaurant.
though,
Right.
Yeah, but you get cooped up in your house for a couple days,
Yeah.
and I think everyone's itching to
Or-
get out and go to a restaurant.
Or
Right.
like your boss is called, like that's the stressful part.
And
is
that
like if your boss
sucks.
is trying to get you in, and that's not fair. I know. It's
We've
stressful.
all been there. Huh?
No kidding. Noreen, good morning to you. Your coverage has been the best of the best. All the others trying to explain this lake effect storm. More detail and most
Thanks.
information. Great job. Thank you, Noreen.
Thanks,
That's so
Noreen.
nice.
Look, share this with all of your friends and your family
Yeah.
because we'd love to have all
Even
these people,
strangers, let 'em know. Yeah.
along for Second Cup. And like we said, we do this every single morning at 8 a.m. It's only about 25 minutes, which is a little unfortunate sometimes.
Sometimes it flies.
Yeah, like today.
Yeah. Oh, I know. Yesterday it flew by. We were just running all over the place, but certainly appreciate that, Noreen.
Will the general snow behind the lake effect get stronger? Is something that Richard's wondering.
So the general snow coming in, we're all going to see about 1 to 2, maybe 3 inches of accumulation that's outside of the lake band. What this general snow system is doing is kind of shifting the winds and pushing them more southwesterly, which will then push the band more to the north. That's why I have that arrow on the screen right there over the last hour. Notice the bulk of the snow, not the bulk of the snow, but a lot of snow was south of it, and now it's more to the north of it. So Concord, you're on the back edge of that snow band as it continues to move northward. So the general snow will bring some more, we call synoptic moisture to the lake band. And when you have more moisture, you see the band enhancing, and that's exactly what's going on right now.
Synoptic moisture.
Here we go. I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Start to
His whole
giggle.
body swings over and he starts
What does
laughing.
that
Our
actually mean?
producer John would like for us to go to our reporter Adam, who's in Lackawanna right now, just to show you the conditions there, because I know there's a lot of questions. So let's just take a look at what it's looking like in Lackawanna. Hi, Adam.
Let me see. Hello, everyone. Yeah, here in Lackawanna. So we had a viewer tell us that here on Winstead Street, that in this neighborhood, it was a mess, and it is. Because right here on, let me see, we're on Lincroft Road. I mean, a lot of these roads, it's pretty much turning into like a one-way road. You cannot get through with 2 cars. And I mean, just look at how much snow is piled up on a lot of the yards for people. I mean, it's been absolutely insane. And one good thing is, now that we passed the 8 o'clock hour, we got an update from the NFTA last night, who said, they tell us that the airport, they're expecting for flights to start picking up again around 8 o'clock. So if you know anybody that's going to be flying in or that's supposed to be flying out, you guys are more than welcome to give them that update as well, or if you yourself are. That's a positive update for you. And they say just check in with your airlines to make sure that your flight is not delayed or canceled. But yeah, here in Lackawanna, they are dealing with a heavy amount right now.
So
Wow.
I was talking to somebody yesterday, I believe in West Seneca on Facebook, and he showed me this insane picture of his car buried in his driveway.
I mean, look at these people.
Right.
here.
And so I said to him, and then he showed me an after picture of him having to get it out from under all that snow. And I said to him, holy hell, how long did it take for you to get that out? And he said, A couple hours.
I was going to guess a couple hours. So, okay, really quick, here are some people who are actually excited about the snow. I got some messages overnight from snowmobilers.
Yeah,
Northern
hello.
Area snow
Yeah.
seekers. So they were out grooming trails. Conditions, they said, run, though, from good to poor. So if you're a snowmobiler, just know that because there are some trees that were down because of the wind, they were doing their best to move stuff that they could. There were water holes, they mentioned, too, from the rain last week, but they were opening up all those trails for the Northern Erie snow seekers at 8 a.m., and then some of the others were already open.
Okay, I have a question. Do we want to keep this? Is John here? Where is John?
He was texting us.
Do we want to keep this going until 9 o'clock, and then we can just kind of let Aaron jump in here with the weather? Because I don't want to just. There are so many questions pouring in, and I don't want to just kind of end it. I feel like we need to keep this going. So, John, you send a message in the text chain and let us know what you think.
You have 10 seconds. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, we'll go to
thanks.
9 o'clock here for you.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
Thanks, John. Normally you're here. So
Yeah,
what's going on?
You want to come in here?
Grace says yes.
More time
please,
I'm in the
John.
snow.
Okay, we're gonna go to 9. Somebody was looking to see Danielle.
So super quick, 8:27. Do we want him just to do the weather cut in?
Yeah.
Should I tell Ben?
I have to go get that ready, the weather cut.
Oh, okay.
Can Ben hear us? I'll tell Ben.
Okay.
You think you can hold on? You think you can talk by yourself for 2 minutes?
I'll
You
try.
know I'm just kidding.
You got me here too. Don't worry about it.
Danielle, we'll ask your question of Aaron after he does the weather on Channel 7. So if you are watching on Channel 7, or if you are, well, you're not watching on Channel 7 right now. If you're watching on Facebook, we're going to take a quick pause so that Aaron can do the weather. Is that okay?
Yeah, Ben's cool with it.
Okay.
He was already listening.
Ben's the best.
Ben's our director.
So we have this guy, Ben. He is just the nicest man in the entire world. And I don't know why he's so nice.
I thought you were going to say hi, Sarah.
No.
I was going to start laughing like what?
But he's
Why
just,
Ben here
is he
with all
not
of
the
us?
nicest person in the entire world?
Fantastic. He said,
Aaron
"Oh
Mason.
my
Good morning.
goodness
Aaron, do you want to
gracious."
come say hello?
The traffic and weather.
There he goes. Walks right in
Hi,
front of the camera.
Aaron.
This is our boss.
This is our boss. You want to
Come say hello. Come just wave.
He doesn't really want to, but hi. This is our boss, Aaron. Hi, Aaron.
You just brought us coffee.
That's
Thank
so
you
sweet.
so much.
Thank you, Aaron.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Seriously, he made note that you bought him that special Dunkin' drink yesterday, and then he goes, "Did you know this?"
Hey,
was
Ben.
$4?"
Everything's all queued up for you. Do the traffic's first. And then, the weather.
Marguerite says, I loved being able to watch on TV and also interact on Facebook. Is that not the coolest way to actually like hear real stories of what's going on here?
Well, and it's the best too because we like hear something sometimes, and then you guys are able to like tell
Yeah.
us, what exactly is happening. I love it.
Okay, so 8:27, Aaron's going to do this weather cut in. We're going to take a quick pause.
Good morning, everyone. Yes, the 219 is back open. That's good news. Bad news. The snow is really coming down along a good portion of the 219. There's the 219 at Southwestern Boulevard. Everyone's kind of in the right lane following the person in front of them as you're following the snow tracks, and a lot of folks have their flashers on as well. Look at the 90 at exit 57. That's Hamburg. Can hardly see a thing right there as the snow has intensified a bit, and the snow is really coming down where the thruway is snow covered and slippery in that area. And we head up toward the 90 between the 33 and Walden. Lighter snow up in Cheektowaga, but still snow is coming down enough to coat the roads in spots. If you look closely, you'll notice the thruway does have some snow on it. We have lake effect snow warning still in effect until 7 p.m. for Erie, Genesee, and Wyoming counties. In the heart of the band, you'll pick up 5 to 9 inches of snow just south of Buffalo, 4 to 7 here in the metro area, and then 3 to 6 up in northern Erie County with this lake effect snow, and some more up in Niagara County as well. We have a general light snow heading toward us, and we have that lake effect coming in off of Lake Erie. So we're all going to see some snow today. The steadiest snow, though, just south of Buffalo right now. Notice that line showing the snow starting to finally inch northward. Places like Hamburg, East Aurora, Elma, Boston along the 219. It's going to be difficult to drive as we have snow about 1 to 3 inches per hour right now, especially in that blue shade. Orchard Park, some heavier snow. West Seneca, some light to moderate snow. That snow intensity, though, will pick up, unfortunately, in West Seneca over the next hour or so. By noontime, the heaviest part of the band is right over Buffalo, shifting northward this afternoon, then back south later today. And then tonight, we have a general snow, which will continue right through Friday. Your forecast for today, temperatures in the mid-20s with that lake effect snow and the general snow. Tonight, overnight lows in the low 20s, about 1 to 2 inches of accumulation. More snow Friday into Saturday. Finally, sunshine on Sunday.
So, Sandra, glad you're with us. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is our job, but we also are so passionate about this community that we want to make sure that we're bringing you real-time information as we get it. And that's the benefit of having something like Second Cup, because really we are able to not only interact with you in real time, but we're also able to really communicate what's important and necessary to communicate as it comes in.
Oh, this is so sweet. Look at this comment.
Oh, Grace.
Thank you, Grace.
Thank you.
Well, and we hope that some of you who joined us for the first time over the past week or so will stick with us because, again, you know, we do a lot of breaking news here, but also a lot of just like a little bit lighter stuff.
Right.
Have a good time together.
Somebody said Ed Drench for president. No way. No way.
And
Sorry.
that is speaking from the constituents. You guys, like, I can't.
Kate, good morning to you. I love watching you every morning. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much. And Kathy's right. I mean, this is Buffalo, people. We can handle everything, but what we handle as a community is really important. And, you know, we have to take responsibility for ourselves at some point, but also, you know, government obviously has some sort of a role in this as well. And that's kind of why I felt it was important to highlight the inconsistencies and bring out, you know, I don't want to say it's not the truth, but it certainly wasn't reality.
Well, and I also appreciated the different people who joined us this morning. So, for example, this morning we had Sean, the emergency manager in Hamburg. We had John, who is the highway superintendent in Lancaster. And one of the questions a lot of people had were, should these travel bans that were being lifted, like sporadically, not sporadically, systematically, I guess, throughout the morning,
they were staggered.
They were being lifted. Should they be kept in place? Because we knew there was another 4 to 8 inches coming for a lot of Western New York. And they are the guys who are able to be like, 4 to 8 inches is manageable for us. Like, we're in Western New York. We get it. It's falling throughout the course of a day. It's not falling in an hour, you know, so we can handle that. And it's just good to hear from the people who like are literally in the plows, driving around and doing the work.
Maybe you can address Peter's comment, Katie, because you found that update from the Thruway Authority about that tractor trailer ban.
I heard lifted at 8 a.m., but tractor trailer bans till 8:30.
And that's what you were saying a little bit early.
Yep. So it was from the Thruway Authority updated Western New York commercial ban effective beginning at 8:30. The commercial vehicle ban that was in effect on the Thruway from exit 46 in Rochester to the PA State line lifted. And then on the 190 between the 90 and the North Grand Island Bridge also lifted 8:30.
Dee Dee says, love how you keep government accountable. We have to, because otherwise we're just going to be talked in circles. And when there are literal problems in front of our face in real time, like we saw yesterday on the Thruway, then it is so important that we push and frankly fight to get those answers.
So watching those traffic cameras yesterday, I'm an anxious person as it is. You guys, if you've joined us before, you guys know that. Like, I live in a constant state of anxious. And like watching those people struggling on the Thruway yesterday and getting stuck and like then somebody getting out of their truck, I'm like, it's scary.
So Danielle says, my children go to West Seneca Public Schools. So Aaron was talking about schools tomorrow likely being closed in many places. And he was saying so because it just won't be safe. And it's not necessarily the snow falling, but it's the, you know, the visibility that's cut down around corners where all of that snow is piled high. It's the fact that people still can't get out of their driveways in certain places. Like, who was just saying that they're stuck in Lackawanna?
Can I just say, Barb, like my mind goes to this kind of stuff sometimes too. Have you ever thought about this? Like living back in the day, like let's say, I don't know, the settlers. I don't even know when that was. Fill in the blank. But can you imagine when you didn't have a meteorologist or you didn't really know what was coming? I mean, like you had the people who'd be like, I feel it in my knee, I'm sure.
The
like,
Farmer's Almanac.
Right, exactly. But like, could you imagine not knowing this week was coming and like living here in that time period and then just being like, what is happening? What's going on? It blows my mind.
Yes, I know. And it's I mean, what did they do? They looked at the stars and they were like, "Oh, wow! It, you know, this star's aligned." And
the sky at night,
right.
My grandpa used to say that. Yeah, but seriously.
Okay, so where are we looking here right now? This is the South Towns. Streets are okay; they look passable. Look at that dump truck, though. Do you see how much snow is in that truck?
Falling away snow. Oh, you want to see it? You can see it.
There's a lot of snow in there, and look at the cars on the side of the road here. It is going to be a process getting these cars out. So, Katie, maybe you want to reiterate what you heard from Buffalo Police today about moving your car.
So this was in like South Buffalo, and I know we have the same like travel or same parking restrictions on my street. So you can park on one side and then you move it to the other side, right? So in most of South Buffalo, that was in that like parking ban area, the travel ban area. They had suspended the alternate side parking because they were like, nobody's getting out in the next, few days. So that was on Sunday because you switch over Monday and Thursday in these areas. So they're asking people today, please, if you're in South Buffalo, Lovejoy, Kaisertown, or Old First Ward, try to go back to that alternate side parking. So tonight at 6, I believe you'd be moving your car.
Also in Blaisdell, there's an on-street parking ban until Saturday. That's for Blaisdell only. Also,
Wait, so you can't park on the street
at
there.
all.
So you got to find a place to stick your car.
All of the travel bans, we should mention, have been lifted as of 8 o'clock this morning. So those bans that we saw overnight into early this morning in West Seneca, Cheektowaga, Lancaster, Depew, Sloan, Lackawanna, Hamburg, Orchard Park, Buffalo, all lifted. So there is still a travel advisory in place. This map, all yellow.
Finally.
Right.
Yeah.
The county executive says no unnecessary travel. But if you need to go out, you certainly can. It's not like you are going to be ticketed at this point for driving in your car.
This is a great question/comment, Aaron, because I know you keep saying it's going to get a little bit warmer next week.
Yeah.
Is this snow, when it all melts, is it going to melt
Fast?
and then are we going to have more issues?
Okay, well, in some areas where you have 5 to 6 feet of snow piled up right now, you could. Good news, it'll be a gradual warm up. So Monday we're about 33, 34 degrees. This snow is very, very light and fluffy, so it doesn't have a huge water content to it. So that's good news. You'll see the snow slowly melt on Monday into Tuesday. Wednesday, near 40 with some rain, that's when we could see some problems. If we have rain combined with this huge snowpack, that's when you could see some issues for the middle of next week.
Cheryl wondering, when is it going to stop in Elma?
You'll have snow off and on all day today, tomorrow, and into early Saturday, finally clearing out late Saturday afternoon.
And here's a question from Shan. Are they going to close schools to do a cleanup of the snowbanks where the kids wait?
Well, that's what we've been talking about. I think there's many layers to canceling school tomorrow. Snow-wise, you're only going to see 1 to 3 inches of snow overnight across the entire area. If you have a lot of teachers who live in, say, West Seneca, Orchard Park, Hamburg, who just cannot get out of their driveway, and you have a lot of people calling in, that impacts the school closures. And having the kids stand outside, you don't want them standing in the road. That would lead to perhaps canceling some schools tomorrow. I think they'll have to make their decision tonight, and it's going to be a tough one for places like West Seneca and Buffalo and Lackawanna.
Maybe you can lift the curtain for our viewers, Aaron. What superintendents have you spoken to?
Oh, I'm going to keep that between me. I'll tell you, the kids, I don't want to be the one, I don't want thank you cards, and I don't want any influence. So, yeah.
I'm just kidding. Deliveries are coming for Minkowski.
All of a sudden, I've got an unlimited supply of ice caps.
Yeah.
Right.
Your school's canceled. Your school's
machine was
canceled.
broken. Did you hear that from Aaron Mason? He got us coffee, and he goes, the ice cap machine was broken.
Yeah, I don't believe it.
It's like the ice cream machine at McDonald's.
Oh, so that's where you got those? And
sorry.
Okay.
Just real quick, we are just hearing from Governor Hochul. She finally just tweeted, rather.
Careful, Edward.
I know. I'm sorry. It's a Freudian slip. The travel ban in areas of Erie County has been lifted. All commercial vehicle travel bans have been lifted on state roads and the thruway. She's thanking everyone who stayed home so the plow crews could safely clear the roads. Okay, that genuinely just slipped out of my mouth, and I shouldn't have said that, and I apologize. But she is now talking about the storm here in Erie County. And again, okay, all commercial vehicle travel bans have been lifted.
Peter was asking, were there violations and tickets issued during the storm? Yeah, there were. In Buffalo, they were ticketing people who were violating that travel ban, and people were getting pulled over to find out if they were essential workers or not.
And more snow coming down.
How do we know that?
Because I got pulled over.
Yeah. But you didn't get a ticket, right?
No, because he had to get to work. But yeah, they were doing their job.
And that was over the weekend, too. I mean, that was like Sunday night into Monday.
That was that first travel ban that we had.
Yeah.
Because where you were coming in the past storm, you were fine.
Right. I mean, I was driving down Delaware, and Buffalo police, I mean, they did their job, which I think is smart. But, when, again, you have a travel ban, the first thought is, okay, this is not going to be enforced. And I'm just going to go out and I'm going to risk it. Like, it won't happen to me kind of thing. And until it's actually enforced, I think people get the message.
Didn't I see you said like they had written a number of
Oh,
tickets.
there were
There were
number
a couple
tickets, yeah.
hundred that
Yeah,
were written.
okay.
Again, this is the weekend storm, and you know what? It is what it is. Like, unless you were essential, you were really supposed to stay home, and it was dangerous. Like, look at what happened in the blizzard. And okay, we had 3 storm-related deaths this time, and one of them, unfortunately, for that guy who got hit while he was just clearing off his
In
car
Cheektowaga, yeah.
Cheektowaga, and then somebody who was shoveling. And so we see things like this, but like, boy, was the amount hopefully limited, and compared to last year. I know this wasn't a blizzard,
No.
but
The conditions were deteriorating.
people were kind of doing what they were supposed to be doing, I feel like.
Well, the police officer who pulled me over was super nice. And I'm like, hey, just trying to get to work. I work at Channel 7, blah, blah. He was totally cool about it. And I appreciate that genuinely. But then after he was done with me, he saw somebody else driving and pulled him right over. So, sorry.
See you later, Ed. I got another one.
I feel like if I got pulled over on my way into work and I was like, oh, I work at Channel 7, they would take one look at my face and be like, really? And then I'd be like, hold on. Take 10 minutes, put my makeup on, and be like, now? And they're like, maybe. Okay,
Oh,
maybe.
you're that girl. Aaron, Tony wondering about Niagara County. Wonderful morning program, by the way. Thank you so much,
Thank
Tony.
you,
We
Tony.
appreciate you. What's the update?
Okay, so Niagara County, you'll have pick up a couple of inches of snow as well, especially southern Niagara County as that band shifts northward. We also have the general snow moving into Niagara County, 3 to 6 inches right near the Niagara County, Erie County line, 1 to 4 a little bit further northward. So you're going to get some more snowfall today as well. And I just checked the Lake Erie ice coverage. I'm going to give you that after I go do the live update on WBEN. So I'll be right back.
Tell them we said what's up.
Susan!
Next, when you come back to, Hannah had a question about the Maryvale district. Okay. She says up here.
I just saw Carissa's post on my Facebook page, which is why you're hearing in double time what we were hearing. Thanks for all the news and laughs. You're welcome, Leslie.
Thanks
Happy to
for the
help.
highlights.
Thanks for watching.
Niagara County, don't worry about it, Giants. Tony says thank you.
Still waiting for it in arcade is what Joyce says. So we can track that once Aaron comes back from doing his live hit on WBEN. So let us know where you are, what you're looking at. Just to reiterate for you, in Blaisdell, there's that on-street parking ban until Saturday. And then you also were talking about alternate side parking.
Yeah, and here's Erie County Clerk Mickey Kearns tweeting, due to the continued extreme weather and the safety of our staff and customers, the Erie County Clerk's Office and Auto Bureau branches closed again Thursday, January 18th. So Auto Bureau is closed today.
Ann says, are we done in Hamburg? I live right by Hoax. We can certainly ask Aaron that question, but from the looks of it right now, it looks like Hamburg is still kind of getting hit. Let me bring up that traffic map so that you can actually see what the radar and reality looks like. Here it is. Add that. So this is obviously the darker colors. I'm no meteorologist. I'm just playing one on TV, but I can assume and surmise from this map.
Let the camera be your guide.
There you go. This is exit 57 on the 90. Aaron is showing us the maps here. The darker colors obviously is where it's heaviest. But Hamburg's still being hit. It looks like Lackawanna, West Seneca, Blaisdell. That band, though, has been so interesting because it's been shifting all over the place. Aaron's had that arrow on the screen, and it's been up and down and up and down, kind of like that jump rope analogy I used the other day, where it was just kind of, like when you're doing a jump rope and you're holding it out and one part of the jump rope undulates. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm trying to follow you. I was trying to find somebody else's the answer to someone else's question too. No, I do know what you mean. This band's been let me describe it. It's a hot mess. I don't like it.
I love that
and
expression.
It has been. I was trying to answer who asked that question about the city of Buffalo. Didn't we see the city of Buffalo? Didn't we see something about that overnight?
About the city of Buffalo offices being closed.
Yeah.
We can look into that. I can just text to George really quick for you.
You know what? I think it's in our email. I just can't find it.
Giovanni wondering, will Buffalo experience the same as we did yesterday? Probably not. I really, from what Aaron has said, he said that it's not going to be as bad today as it was yesterday. He's saying like a general 4 to 8 inches, but that's by the end of the day today.
Yeah. And guys, usually I don't want to give anybody any wrong information.
I'm just going to text Mike really quick.
Yeah, see if he gets back to you. But I'm trying to remember. I thought I saw something, but then how the days kind of.
I do think you're right, and I saw essential workers should be reporting.
Yeah, essential worers reporting. That's what I remember seeing, but I just don't see it at this exact point in time. Maybe I threw it in a folder. It's one of those things where I feel like we have had so much information rolling in the past however long. Was it this?
I mean, I'm searching City Hall closed today,
Yeah,
and the only thing I see is from yesterday.
Anyways, as soon as we get that information, we'll let you know for sure. I'm sorry. It's in the back of my mind.
Kathy, remember when the snow used to move over Hamburg and dump it inland? Those were good times. Yeah, well, you heard what Sean Crotty said this morning, right?
I thought that was interesting.
I did too. When you were talking about where is this snow actually going to go, why don't you just dump it in the lake? Well, you can't because there's all these contaminants, salt, sand in some cases.
Like, think about everything that's in there. Or think about, like, even they tell you if you have pets not to get that salt that they use, like,
pet
on the
safe
reservoir.
stuff.
Yeah, get the pet safe stuff. So even think about that. All the other,
Do you actually use that? Do you
Ed,
do you salt your?
Have you met me? And do you know how I feel about my dog? And do you know how much money I spend on this animal, which is just insane? Of course, I use a pet safe salt.
It's expensive.
And of course, my husband goes, it's double the cost. And of course, I say, yes, it is.
It's true.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that'll
City
go.
Hall is in fact closed today.
Thank you.
The mayor tweeting just about 6:30 this morning, the travel ban south of Broadway will be lifted at 8 a.m. A travel advisory in place. A reminder that City Hall is closed today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. I knew it was somewhere, but where is it? That's a great question.
Right. Kim says, yeah, Mayor closed City Hall today. He mentioned it last night.
Thank you. Kim.
So
Della said the same.
we appreciate you
Oh,
weighing
and
in.
Kathleen said essentials to report.
There you go. Beth, hopefully it'll be another snow day tomorrow. People are still digging out. And that's what, a lot of people are saying. They still just need that extra time.
Barb, this is very sweet. Thank you. These live updates are so helpful. Doing a great job. Please be safe, everybody. Remember, this too shall pass.
Better days are coming, right?
Now, let me
in
ask
June.
you. Yeah. My dad always says the worst snowstorm I drove through in Buffalo was April. I'm like,
Okay, Dad.
but
Thanks,
also
Bob.
accurate. Question for you. Did you snow blow yesterday? Did Russ?
Actually, I got home and the snow blowing had already been done. But what Russ said was that somebody else did it for us.
Oh, that's so nice.
I agree. Those snow angels out there. I mean, Russell had such a hard day yesterday, and I feel terrible for him because, he drives a big Jeep. But like so many of you, he is considered essential. And so he needed to get to work. He was helping all of those shift workers shovel out their car. And, obviously those shift workers are, tired at that point.
Yeah.
So they want to go home. And that's no easy task. Right. He came home in the middle of the day and, thankfully it had already been done. I did snow blow the other day though, and I was so proud of myself. And for those of you who, are just like me, and not necessarily technically minded, but more of like a facts, I need to see things, I need to understand it, print it out and highlight. Well, I remembered how to turn it on.
Good job, Ed.
And it's not easy. There are like 4 steps to turn this freaking machine on.
And Ed has the funny little like snow cover thing that like keeps you shielded. I'm like, that's a good idea. Paul does not have that.
So I'm also like gay as the day is long and don't know how to use these things. So to use a snowblower, I felt like a grown man yesterday.
Good job.
Or 2 days ago.
Proud of you.
Thank you very much. Jeanette, a lot of teachers are in the South Town, so if we're open, we will 100% be understaffed at my North Town's area school, which really isn't fair to everyone. And that's kind of what Aaron was saying.
And I think that superintendents do keep that in mind.
They have to.
They're like, ooh, my staff, like I can't fill this place with kids and I have nobody to watch them.
Right. Well, if you're understaffed, you can't get your teachers in. Well, where are your subs coming from? How is that going to work?
Joyce is saying it says 90% of snow in Amherst. Is that true? No. Amherst did definitely not get the most snow here.
Lee says, we have snow angels in our neighborhood and it's literally a godsend. No doubt. These people are the best. And then, Mike George just texted me. Yep, that went out yesterday. That City Hall is closed today.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Mark says, boy, at least we're not talking about Taylor Swift this week. Thank you, Mark, for bringing up Taylor.
Oh, Aaron Minkowski just tweeted that Lake Erie has 16% ice coverage right now, which is really not that big of a deal.
No. So like that is staying over. Can I tell you something funny?
Yeah.
Okay, quick side story, everyone. Sorry. My brother and my husband, good buddies. So for David, my brother, for Christmas this year, Paul's like, I know what I'm getting him. I'm getting him ice fishing stuff. And we're going to go ice fishing and we're going to have one of those little tents. And this is going to be our first year.
That sounds like a terrible
idea.
idea.
I know. They're both like I can't even imagine. I'm going to be called to be like, can you come get us from the lake?
Right.
But they get all this stuff for ice fishing and they go through with it. And Paul buys this tent thing for them. David buys these little poles. They're going to have the best time. There's a heater thing. No, like
No
Christmas,
ice,
like
right.
there wasn't even snow. So Paul's like, here's the year we spent all this money on ice fishing stuff. We're never going to go.
Well, to Linda, thank you very much. We appreciate you. But to Barb's comment here, you need it a little bit thicker.
Do you know what's funny though? My parents have a pond in their backyard, and obviously, I was just joking when I said this, but it was wide open, and I was like, "Why don't you guys go see if that works right now?" Test it out as they're like going over this like tent that they've got. So proud of themselves. I'm like, "Oh my goodness."
Andrew wondering about court buildings. We did get an email, and let me see if I can just find it really quickly about the courts.
It was like that they were switching to emergency operations, but I do think that the email at least clarifies that a little bit. I think
I know we got it. I saw
did Adam send it out?
I saw it this morning. Hang on.
Shift to emergency. Is this one?
Probably.
Judge Carter, in consultation with Deputy Chief Administrative Judge Murphy's office, a shift to emergency court operations for all courthouses in the city of Buffalo and Lackawanna. So Buffalo and Lackawanna City Courts will be conducting emergency operations. Physical access to the courts is going to be curtailed. Great word. Except for criminal court arraignments and any emergency criminal matters, emergency civil matters, they will be handled virtually.
Aaron is back with us, wondering, Aaron from Kathleen, when will it stop in Lancaster? And thank you so much. She's been watching for a year, she says.
Oh, nice.
Loved getting to know us all. That's so cool. Thank you so much, Kathleen.
So great. Yeah. Kathy also saying she got some snowshoes. She's using them now.
Lancaster,
cool.
What do you think?
Okay, so Lancaster, you'll have the snow this morning. Unfortunately, then we have the general snow coming in this afternoon into this evening and for tomorrow. So you do have the snow today, tonight, and tomorrow. There's a view. The lake effect snow, though, will end today, later this afternoon. Checking out the radar right now. There's that band of snow. And notice the heavier band starting to push northward, getting back into South Buffalo, Lackawanna, toward Lancaster. We head over towards Wales and Hamburg. That snow band is moving northward. Travel along the 219. Very, very difficult right now. Hamburg, this snow band that you see where the dark blue shades are, that's producing snow about 2 to 3 inches per hour. And that band is now on the move, heading up toward Buffalo. But some heavier snow is moving back into Lackawanna, West Seneca, Lancaster, Blaisdell, unfortunately, areas that have just been buried by this last storm. That band will be over the metro area around lunchtime, shifting northward and then back southward later on today. We get a general snow tonight into tomorrow. And then finally, late Friday into Saturday, this snow will wind down.
Jen says it's still coming down in Derby. The side roads are messy. Maybe the main roads are better. And then somebody asking about the airport coming home from Aruba. God bless you.
Wait, they asked, should they just stay?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
Just stay.
So a lot of people ask me too about Lake Erie. Lake Erie is 16% ice covered. So just 16%, mostly on the other end of the lake. We'll see some more ice form over the next few days. But then next week, the temperatures are back above freezing, so don't expect that lake to freeze anytime soon.
Okay, so let me talk about the flights here really quick. Sure. It looks like there are 2 delays from Charlotte, North Carolina, and Washington. They were supposed to leave around 9:30 this morning. They're supposed to come in now by 12:30. But then there are 4 cancellations from Baltimore, Orlando, New York City, and Tampa. But otherwise, everything is operating as scheduled here. So that's pretty good.
And it's crazy because a lot of kids are heading back to schools if they had to fly out of the area for colleges.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, my son's back. He never came home because he's, in South Florida.
Right. No kidding.
Thankfully, because I've been watching the flights and, if I had to fly him to Fort Lauderdale or Miami or West Palm, they have all been canceled this week. And that would be just so stressful for parents trying to get your kid back to college, knowing what you're paying, and they're just sitting there in their room, and not able to go back.
Mona.
I love this comment. Thank you.
Yeah, that's so sweet. We promised we would ask Hannah your Maryvale question.
Okay, so you'll have more snow today in that Maryvale area. It's snowing right now. The snow will intensify there as we head into late morning and into the afternoon, and then more snow tonight and tomorrow. About 4 to 7 inches today, and then about 1 to 3 overnight, and another 1 to 2 during the day on Friday. So not a major amount of snow, but I know that we have a lot on the ground, and we're finding it tough to put this snow in some spots. But I think Maryvale, unless the teachers are snowed in the South Towns, it should be fine tomorrow.
Rick wants to know, how do I check if it's okay to drive the 33 to the airport this evening for an arriving flight?
Go to the NITEC
camera.
Go to nitec.org, hit cameras, go to the 33, and they have a camera right at the end there of Union.
NITEC, NITTEC.
Yes.
And then briefly, Ann wondering, are we done in Hamburg? She lives right by Hoax.
No, it should be snowing pretty good clip right now by Hoax. If not, it'll really pick up shortly as the band is shifting northward.
Joyce records us every morning so she doesn't miss us.
Wow, that's sweet, Joyce.
That's
Thank
pretty
you.
impressive.
Nice.
My mom
Thank
doesn't
you,
even do that.
No, she just tells us how great we are. Any snow today in Williamsville?
Yes. The snow in so officially saw 12 inches by the weather spotter in Williamsville yesterday. The snow is making its way back toward Williamsville right now. You have some light snow there. Here's a view of the 33 between Harlem and the 90, with some light snow on the 33, just enough to start to stick. And that is the going to be the issue. We have some snow near the airport pushing up toward Williamsville. Expect the snow to intensify in Williamsville in the next hour or so.
Danielle, quickly before we got to get back on TV on Channel 7, does anyone know what the storm total for West Seneca was?
74.8 inches from this weekend until right now.
74 inches.
West Seneca was the highest amount I could find. That's a weather spotter in West Seneca. If you add all their totals, that's what they have. They have 31 inches of snow on the ground right now, but 74 combined, and then the weight of the snow pushes
What is that,
itself
5
down.
and...
Well, 12 times...
That's why I'm asking you.
72. So, yeah,
So
6
more than
feet.
6 feet.
6.6
Wow.
feet
Goodness
to 0.8 inches. Yeah.
Super great.
That's actually my height. I'm
How
6'3".
are you a weather spotter? Do you have to go through training to be a weather spotter?
Oh, yeah, you can. If you're interested in being a weather spotter, just go to the Weather Service page, and they have a whole thing right there. You can take, they'll show you how to do it, and then you measure the snow. And yeah, I think the weather network that the Weather Service has here in Buffalo is fantastic.
Batavia Barber says got 18 or 24 inches. And then can you repeat the website to check the roads? Yeah, it's nitec.org, NITTEC.org.
I have a cut in. I'm going to get
Yo,
going.
we gotta
Stay
go.
safe,
Is
everyone.
it just you, or are we in this too?
Oh, it's just Aaron.
Oh, it's just
okay.
Aaron, so we can actually stay with you for a couple more minutes.
What was the snow total in Williamsville? It's not on most charts. 12 inches is what Aaron just said, running back. So we'll show you the weather maps while Aaron is on Channel 7.
So you'll be able to hear his actual forecast. Oh, and John just dropped that link in where you're able to see those.
What a
campuses.
guy, that John Marrero.
Thinking.
Smart guy.
Okay, so stand by. You're going to hear Aaron's weather forecast shortly.
Good morning, everyone. More snow coming down. Here's a view of the 219 at Southwestern. The 219 back open, but it is snow covered and slippery. A lot of folks driving on it right now with their flashers on. Here's a view of the 90 at exit 57 in Hamburg, where you can hardly see a thing. The band is moving northward. Here's a view of the 90 between the 33 and Walden. If you look close, you can see the Blue Water Tower in the distance. Visibilities are decreasing there, right by on the 90 between the 33 and Walden, and expect the snow to pick up in intensity in that location. Right now, pretty impressive lake effect snow band just south of Buffalo, and it is continuing to move northward. We check out the lake effect snow warning that is in effect right through 7 p.m. today in the lake band, 1 to 3 inches of snow per hour. This is where the band is, and it's pushing northward. In the band, you're going to pick up about 4 to perhaps 10 inches of snowfall. We have a general snow approaching the area as well, so we're all going to see some light snow at times, but the heavier snows will be in this lake band. Right now, notice the arrow there as the band is approaching that arrow and moving northward. So you can see the movement of the lake band. Hamburg, East Aurora, picking up some heavy snow back all the way toward Attica, now north of Holland. Boston, you're on the tail end of the band. Same thing with Evans. We take a closer look. Places like Lackawanna and West Seneca, who do not need more snow, will get more snow as the intense band is moving northwards. We'll see the band over Buffalo around noontime, and then it moves northward later today, and then back south as we head into this evening. We all get some snow overnight. Your forecast for today, temperatures will be in the mid-20s with the lake effect snow, 4 to 10 inches in the band, any general snow as well. Tonight, we're all going to get snow, a couple inches with overnight lows in the low 20s. And then tomorrow, more general snow near 20 degrees. Teens for highs on Saturday. Finally, we're sunny on Sunday.
Are we popping back in here? Okay, before we let you go here on this Thursday morning, want to let you quickly know about the grocery stores along with the travel bans. All travel bans are lifted. The commercial vehicle bans have been lifted. And now I want to tell you about supermarkets in particular, because I'm sure many of you need to get to the supermarket. Wegmans currently open on Alberta Drive, Sheridan Drive, Transit Road, Niagara Falls. And literally in 45 seconds, Dick Road, Transit Road, McKinley Parkway, Orchard Park Road, and Amherst Street will open. That's at 9 o'clock.
Oh, you guys, it was so nice to have you with us this morning. I'm glad we could do this extended coverage, get some of your questions answered.
That's what Second Cup is all about, and we do this every single morning at 8 o'clock. It's a lot of fun, and if you're new to Second Cup, we invite you to join us and be part of the conversation every day right here on our Facebook page. What did that comment say?
That said, rest up, Ed, Katie, and Aaron.
We need it, don't we?
So appreciate
You
it.
too. Stay safe. We'll see you right back here tomorrow for Friday.
Yay! See you then.
See ya.